What's going on, guys? My name's AbsolutelyBlake and welcome back to my channel. This is not the video I had planned to film today, but you guys always ask me what my weirdest fan encounter was, and this is definitely it. And I still haven't even met the person. And I feel like I just need to share this information with you because it happened to me last night. But as you can see from the title, I got catfished. Now, some of you guys have done some weird shit to try and get my attention, which most of the time it works. But this one particular encounter went above and beyond, and I have no idea why I gave this person the time of day because I kept responding for like 2.5 hours. Now, before we get into this is one of the reasons why I don't trust anybody that inboxes me, because you never know who you are or if you're actually the person that you say that you are. And that kind of freaks me out because I've said it before, I do not want to be drugged and raped. And I'm pretty open about where I live and where I work out and stuff like that. So it's getting to the point where it's a little bit risky. Needless to say, if you do some shit like this guy did, you'll probably end up blocked, and you're about to see a whole different side of me because when I get fucked with, I get pretty ruthless with my words. So I apologize for the language I used, but just don't lie to me. But let's get into how I got catfished last night and how I almost met up with this person, and who knows what would have happened had I done it. It fucking gives me the chills. So I will show the conversation right here, but I'm gonna tell you the beginning of the story. I did a live You Now broadcast last night, and normally I'm like, if anybody's in Vancouver, I'm down to meet up. If you want to meet me, if you guys like my videos, whatever. I'm cool with meeting fans whenever you want. And this one specific user said, I live in Burnaby, which is the suburb that I live in. So I said, I'm 100% down to meet up if you want to meet me. And seeing as this was a fake account, I guess I can tell you the name. They used the name Michaela. Now, my mom didn't raise anybody that's gonna get into a stranger's car or meet up with somebody until I get proof that they're actually who they say they are. So I said, DM me on Instagram and we'll set this up. This is where red flags started to pop up. So she Twitter DM'd me saying, I low-key want to meet up. And I was like, your Instagram didn't come through. What's your name on Insta? And this is where she told me, I don't have Instagram. I use my brother's because some bitches hack mine with 37,000 followers. And that's when I'm like, yeah, I'm not down to meet up because, like, who doesn't have an Instagram in 2018? I said, no idea who you are. You don't have Instagram or Twitter, because this is a new Twitter as well. She had no pictures and there's a bunch of numbers in their name, and I don't know anybody that makes a username with 456789222113334. Keep in mind her name's Michaela. She sends the Snapchat Megan, last name 11. I was like, all right, if you snap a video of you saying Absolutely Blake, I'll know you're legit. And this is where the conversation moved to Snapchat. And at this point, I'm like, why is there two different names? This person's proof of telling me who they were was just Snapchat DMing me saying, told you it's me. I was like, send a video. She says of what? And I'm like, bitch, I already told you of what. So I said it again, saying Absolutely Blake. She says, okay. She sends a picture of her saying Absolutely Blake, but anybody can send a picture on Snapchat from like a photo album that you have. And then I go on to say, sorry, I can't trust anyone. And they go on to tell me that they're gonna come pick me up. Real quick, I realized that I had just added this person on Snapchat and I had my Snapchat maps open to anybody seeing it, so she could pinpoint the exact house that I lived at. So I started to get a little bit freaked out that this person was just gonna show up at my place and try and, I don't know, pick me up, or whoever they were, and I still thought that this was a dude pretending to be a girl. I decided to dig a little bit deeper and ask them some questions that I found on their profile, like, which high school did you go to? And this person answered the correct high school that was on this Megan's Facebook profile, and then gave me their phone number to text them. So I started believing them because they were getting the questions right, but I still wasn't trusting them. So then I asked, why do you have Michaela and Megan? She goes, nickname, bruh, text me. What girl says bruh, and where the fuck do you get the nickname Michaela from Megan, or Megan from Michaela? I don't know anybody that has that nickname from either of those two names. So I said, I'm not just gonna hand out my number. When we meet up, you can have it. She says, all right, I'm turning off my data. So I downloaded a texting app so that she wouldn't have my actual phone number, and I texted her, and she goes, that costs $1, because I guess, I don't know, she doesn't have Canada-wide texting. They go on to say, do you want me to pick you up? Me being skeptical, I asked if I could call. They kept saying no, 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 and eventually I convinced this person to let me call them, and I called, and this is what it sounded like. Hello? Hello? I'm like, are you whispering? She's like, yeah, my friend's beside me. I was like, yeah, no, you sound like a dude. I'm not meeting up. You're fucking catfishing me. I know you're lying about who you are. I go on to say, I don't trust anybody. Send me a video proving who you are. It's a simple request, and then I'll come meet up. It's not a problem at all. They pretty much told me that they weren't gonna do it and asked if I would keep them as a friend on Snapchat. So I said, that's a negative, not happening. And then this is where I get a little bit mean. I was like, I'm probably gonna block you because you're sketching me the fuck out. And then she goes, can you give me 10 minutes? I was like, I'll add you back when I have a video. They say, okay. They sent this video with my suburbs Snapchat geo filter. So I'm like, holy shit, this person's actually in Burnaby.
Absolutely Blake.
Now, first of all, I said send a video with your face in it because how am I supposed to tell that that's you or not if it's the black screen? And it sounded like a 6-year-old guy. Two things wrong there. You're not telling me the truth on who you are, and you are way too young for me to come meet up. So I finally called them with my regular phone number, but I just have my caller ID blocked. Still, I'm skeptical, and again, I have no idea why I gave this person so much of my time. It was like almost 1 in the morning. After the phone call, I'm like, add me back on Facebook then, if this is really who you are. They go, my dad monitors that one, and I ask, how old are you? And they go, 18. I was like, yeah, we definitely can't meet up then, I'm 24. Finally, I'm starting to get really mad, and I'm like, you are catfishing. And they said, bro, what the fuck? I was like, you can't add me on your legit one, you have so many friends on it already. This Facebook has no photos that you just sent a request with. Your Twitter has no photos, and you don't have an Instagram. And that's when I'm like, story time. And this is when they finally told me who they were, and it still wasn't the person. So I'm like, who are you really? They're like, I'm not 50, I'm 22. I was like, if you tell me your real name, I'll add you as a friend and give you my phone number. They say Keenan, and I'm not gonna tell you the rest. So what do? I go on Facebook, figure out who this Keenan kid is. I look at his photos. I find out that this person's friends with my ex-girlfriend and is little brothers of somebody who I'm pretty sure dated my ex-girlfriend like 7 years ago or some shit like that. So I'm like mind blown. I'm confused as shit. This kid's obviously messing with me. We go back and forth, same thing over again. I try and get them to add me on their real Facebook. He says that he doesn't have the password. I try and get them to add me on Instagram. He forgot the password. I said, send me a video of you now or a picture and I'll know because I'll match it up with the pictures that are on your old Facebook. We go on for an hour or whatever. I give them the time of day and nothing comes in and we're literally back at square one and they're getting really mad at me because I keep asking them to do this, but it's a simple request, I think, in my part, because I don't want to be kidnapped. I'm not down for that. If you want to meet me, literally just prove who you are. It's that easy. So I go on to tell this person that the girl that he was using to catfish was really hot. Who is it? And he claimed that it's his sister. This guy was slipping up left, right, and center because I went on his Facebook profile, found out that they weren't even friends. Who doesn't have their family on Facebook? So now that I think that I know who the person is, I asked him to meet up. I told him the grocery store that's really close to my house and said, come pick me up right now and I'll come meet you. Because even if it still wasn't this person, it would have made a great video if I could put some footage in here of this. Then he says, add me on my main account. And so I look up his main account and it has got no photos of him. It's a completely different name and it was like super confusing. So this is where I started getting sketched out again. So I go on and say, I still don't believe you're this kid. They get upset. So I'm like, how can I trust you after what just happened? And then they laughed. So I said, send a video with your real voice. Do I have to? I was like, yes. So trying to dig deeper and deeper again. I said, how do you know this person? How do you know this person? How do you know this person? Because I had a bunch of mutual friends and they were like, are you stalking me? What the fuck? Yeah, of course, because I have no idea who you are. And first of all, you're trying to catfish me and probably drag me into your basement and tie me up. How am I gonna post a video if I'm in a basement? So then they go on to tell me that they're off to bed, which earlier they said that they were heading to a party. Then they say that they give up on me. I was like, you give up? You had the easiest task, quick selfie to prove who you are, but you would rather spend 2 hours catfishing. They say, hold on, and then they just send a regular type photo, which anybody can send. And this is where I started to get really fired up, and this is where I started to swear, so this is the other side of me you might see. He's like, no, I'm just kidding, bro. I was like, okay, I'm blocking you. He says they're joking. I was like, who the fuck are you? Sorry guys, I swear a lot here. I'm about to lose my fucking shit, quotations, bruh. So he tells me his Instagram is something Marcello. I was like, how do you know Keenan? Then he says that he's his friend, and I'm like, I fucking doubt that. I was like, you have me adding all these fucking random people, messaging these random ass profiles. I bet that Megan girl's not even your sister. And he says, yes, she is, but I don't believe a single word that this kid's telling me. So needless to say, that was a bit of a rant video, and it kind of just ended there because I ended up blocking this person on Snapchat. I blocked them on Instagram. I blocked all the profiles that they sent me to because that's just creepy, dude. Do not do that. And for all the future people out there that want to meet me, I will happily meet up with you. Just send me a video saying absolutely Blake so I know you're actually who you say you are. I hope this didn't come off as too bitchy. Hope you know that I love you all. I just don't want anybody to fuck with me. If you enjoyed hearing how I got catfished, please give this video a big thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. Leave me comments down below and don't forget to subscribe for a new video Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.